Hey folks, my name is Casper. I'm the engineering team lead in Diagrid, and I'm here to show you some pretty exciting updates for Catalyst when it comes to MCP servers and access controls. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. I am standing in the Catalyst quick starts. You can find that on the GitHub repository Diagrid-labs, L-A-B-S. /Catalyst quick starts. I'm in the MCP access control example, and I've just jumped into the Python directory because that's where the content is. In this we have the weather service, and the weather service is just a state or a return, some static content to mimic an MCP server response. Then we have the server and the client, and the server is just calling this weather service for the weather tool. You can see it running on the right side. I got the logs. I'm running in my demo project, and they're up and running in Catalyst. This example is purely going to be terminal based. There will be another example that also shows the UI version of this. So, okay, first worth noting that all of these new commands are available in 151 of the Diagrid CLI, and you can then use the Diagrid MCP server commands. There is a bunch. We can create, update, get, list, disable, so on and so forth. Let's just list and see that we have our MCP server. It is there. Let me just update this just a little bit. There we go. So it looks better. It's ready. And if we try to curl and get some content out of it, we'll see that we get some logs coming up, and we have the return tools. There was none. Add result tool returned nothing. The weather alert returned nothing. And we have a set of errors. We couldn't list the tools, we couldn't call this tool, and we couldn't call this tool. Okay, then let's see. Access list. So we have an access control for the MCP server name, the MCP server. That's the one we have up here, the one that's running, and there is no callers allowed. Let's change that to some granular controls. Let's grab this command, the Diagrid MCP server access grant. We will grant to the MCP server, and the caller will be the client, and we will allow only a specific tool. We will have the add, and we'll wait until it's provisioned. So let's run that out. You'll see some logs on the right side coming out, and let's see access list. So now we can see that the callers for the MCP server, the MCP client, is now allowed to call it. Let's try to see how that looks like when we curl it this time. So this time we get content back in the tools. So we have one tool that it returns, that's the add tool, and we get a result back from the add tool. But we can still see the weather alert says null, and the error says you were not allowed to call this specific tool. You note that this error is different from the previous. This just terminated because we were not even allowed to call the MCP server. Here we are allowed to call it, but we're just not allowed to call this specific tool. And hence the error here. 403, you are not allowed to call it. Let's try to give it the full permission set. So here we just take every caller can call any tool. We could narrow this down and say we still only want the MCP client to be able to call it, but we want to allow any tools. That's what the wildcard is for here. So it's provisioning once again, and let's try to curl it last time and see what we get. So this time we see the tools. We have the add, the get weather, and there's actually also an echo tool that we didn't see at all before. The result comes back, and we have a severe thunderstorm coming until 6 p.m. and there were no errors. So this is how you are able to control access to your MCP server resources using a Diagrid Catalyst product.